Hello everyone, and thank you for being here. Today we are covering the Sagittarius full moon conjunct the fixed star Antares. And this full moon has an ancient visual built into it. The Centaur drawing back the bow and aiming the arrow directly towards the heart of the Scorpion, the fixed star Antares. So hit the like button and let's get started. In traditional sky lore, the arrow of Sagittarius points towards Antares itself, the great red star in the body of the Scorpion. Symbolically, this creates a powerful tension between instinct and vision, desire and meaning, survival and truth. Exactly the overlaying theme for this full moon in Sagittarius. If you've been following May's earlier lunations, you know that this month is a month with 3 lunations and all 3 conjunct a fixed star, telling us an overlaying theme with each one. And now we have reached our last one for the month of May, completing a month of thresholds. And the last lunation of this month's sequence is a Sagittarius full moon at 9 degrees conjunct the fixed star Antares in the heart of the Scorpion, where truth becomes undeniable and direction must change. Sagittarius brings light around meaning, belief systems, and truth. So this full moon is a culminating moment and a rising from darkness. This full moon is at 9 degrees in the sign of Sagittarius, with the ruler Jupiter of this lunation sitting at 23 degrees in Cancer. There's a mutual reception as the moon is in the temple of Jupiter and Jupiter is in the temple of the moon. A mutual reception happens when 2 planets are in each other's signs, almost like they are hosting one another. This creates a feedback loop between these 2 planets, so they tend to work together. They reinforce each other and they exchange resources. It's almost like the planets have traded their homes but still have each other's keys. Even though they are displaced from their own territory, they stay connected through an invisible phone or a hidden support system. With the moon in Sagittarius and Jupiter in Cancer, specifically, this can create a very emotional or expansive, meaning-seeking, nurturing, and spiritually responsive dynamic full moon, especially because both Cancer and Sagittarius are signs associated with protection. Cancer protects the inner world, and Sagittarius protects meaning and worldviews. So this reception can create some fiercely protective of one's beliefs, their family story, spirituality, or emotional truth. The ruler of this full moon is Jupiter in Cancer, strong in its home sign where emotion and beliefs are closely connected, and themes of, again, protection, care, and deeply held truths and beliefs come into focus. However, this full moon is opposite Mercury and Uranus in Gemini, Uranus by sign-based opposition, bringing conflicting feelings, changeable emotions, or a moment of truth that cannot be ignored. Mercury and Uranus also bring sudden information, sudden disruptions, or sudden revelations, unexpected conversations or announcements, or competing narratives or truths emerging all at once. This can look like a belief challenged by new information, something said or revealed that changes the bigger picture. It could be mental overstimulation or conflicting signals. This full moon is trine Saturn in its fall at 12 Aries, offering us a chance to take responsibility for one's beliefs, actions, a moment to act with intention rather than impulse, the ability to structure a response to what's unfolding in your life. The sun also stands opposite at 9 degrees Gemini, conjunct the fixed star Aldebaran, the star that brings trials and situations where your integrity will be compromised, but also tempted with success. So this sets up a tension between a moon conjunct Antares and the sun conjunct Aldebaran. This tension is between intensity, obsession, and integrity, between the pull of the heart and the reasoning of the mind. So this requires for balance within that duality between Sagittarius and Gemini. For a full breakdown of the fixed star Antares, check out my Antares in under 10-minute video, which I have linked below. Antares sits in the constellation of Scorpius, in the heart of the Scorpion. Its ecliptic location is at 10 degrees in the tropical sign of Sagittarius. This star, Antares, has often been associated with great success, all or nothing thinking, black and white thinking, righteousness that can tip into conflict, courage, but also hubris, seeking intensity when it's not required, success through a cleansing of life and death experiences, also associated with transitions and the gateway to the underworld. This is intensity, success, obsession, courage, and extremes, but also a downfall when something goes too far. Also, transformation will come with confrontation, and understanding of the bigger picture and the meaning will come as you adjust. This star is about awareness and redirection. This can look like conviction, passion, intensity around truth, moral battles, or the risk of going to extremes to defend a belief, but being conscious of the shadow in order to have success or continued success is what's important. Antares sits in the heart of the Scorpion and associated again with transitions and the gateway to the underworld. To the Persians, this star was associated with the god of the dead, Yima, while the Egyptians saw the Scorpion as stinging their solar god Horus and sending him to the underworld as Osiris, while the Greeks associated this star to Orion, the great hunter, known for his strength and pride. In one version of the story, he boasts that he can every animal on earth. This angers the gods, and in response, a giant scorpion is sent to stop him and stings Orion, killing him afterwards, and both are placed in the sky as constellations, Orion and Scorpius. They are set on opposite sides of the sky so that Orion never meets the Scorpion again. When Scorpius rises, Orion sets, continuing their chase and avoidance for eternity. With this Sagittarius full moon, it becomes the illumination point, the Centaur drawing back the bow and aiming the arrow directly towards the heart of the Scorpion, towards the fixed star, Antares. Sagittarius seeks meaning, truth, vision, philosophy, faith, and most of all, direction. As you can see that often the Centaur is depicted in a picture where he is pointing his arrow to the sky, to the constellation of Scorpius. The Centaur is not merely firing randomly. The arrow is intentional. It is aimed towards something dangerous, magnetic, and psychologically charged. This is the arrow of consciousness, the Sagittarius arrow representing focus, awareness, and consciousness. Under this full moon, the psyche may feel compelled to aim directly at what has been avoided. Forbidden desires, emotional poison, power struggles, compulsions, truths hidden beneath ideology. So it's important to understand the lessons and how to integrate this energy into our day-to-day lives and learn the conscious power of the star. The lesson is learning restraint and integrity without extinguishing passion, avoiding addiction to chaos, and channeling intensity with creativity, watching for excess and misalignment, and most of all, moral awareness. So perhaps we can see in the next several weeks situations that are intensified by personal convictions or exposure to scandals or situations. From a mundane perspective, we may see leadership turning points or public exposure or overreach, corruption, or excess belief-based conflicts that may reach a peak. Decisions that redirect collective focus, religious or political upheavals, or moral conflicts. This closes the month with perspectives such as truth revelations, belief systems shifting, and needing meaning after chaos. The narrative arc of the full moon in Sagittarius with Antares is something comes to the light that challenges or expands a belief, or triggers an emotional response. This creates a choice point, react and escalate, or respond with intention and integrate. Understanding the bigger meaning and adjusting course is Antares. It is the reorientation, the moment where truth becomes undeniable and direction must change. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.